Hello guys, how are you today? This is Hepodix and welcome to my Spellbreak v.19 Scouting the Storm patch notes rundown/analysis video. I know this patch came out already on last week, but this is the earliest date I'm able to do this, so my apologies on that. But without further ado, let's get started. So the name Scouting the Storm implies to this lore thing. In case you missed it, we're now posting bits of story prologues for each release. Check out the Scouting of the Storm prologue. So they're giving up some lore to the game as well, which is a good thing, because it's very important. Every game has a story, right? So even if it's an online game, they got their stories, so it's good that they're implementing that. So definitely check it out if you're interested. But the most important thing is the features that have been added to the game. And also I wanted to say that in hindsight, it's kind of good if you're doing this on a later date, because you're able to test these things properly and then come up with a different kind of opinion instead of straight getting the notes, straight reading them and getting the opinion when you haven't even get to test them. So I have been able to test these changes now, so I can give more inside opinion on these. So that's the kind of advantage to get if you do this few days after the patch got released. Anyways, let's get started. New features. So we got the Scout class has been added, which is basically a support class, and my opinion, this is a great change, new addition to the classes library. So it's really nice, especially in duo and squad. I think it's not as good in the solo bracket, but you know why? Because we're gonna go through this and I'll explain why. So the passive first, we got the foresight, see upcoming shrine locations. So the shrines are the circles that you get activate that makes that buzzing noise, and you get those skill points and even items, and in duo or squad you might get. But in solo you get those skill points only. So you can see upcoming shrine locations with the like gray color in the map, which is cool. You can go there in bands and just pick up those shrines so others won't know. And in duo and squad especially, you can info your teammates. Oh, here's the next shrine coming. Let's go there. For example, it's just really nice overall. Then we got Invigorate. Every 3 seconds increases your and your nearby teammate's sprint speed by 15, 20 and 25% for 4 seconds. Okay, this is really cool as well, because it gives you the sprint speed as well as it gives your allies the sprint speed. So it's all about supporting, giving buffs to your allies, and that's what it's all about basically. And yeah, it's a really good, it's a good talent to give out some mobility to your allies, really strong. But then we got the next one is more controversial in my opinion. So Shot Caller decreases your spell damage by 30%, but increases damage done to targets from any source by 50, 20, 25% for 3 seconds. So I think it's basically a mark that you hit to someone, that you get this thing, and if you got your teammates attacking the same target, you're basically got the tick in or the damage in. They do more damage to that target, but you do 30% less damage. So I think this is the reason that this scout isn't as good in solo, because this talent alone kind of kills it. It reduces your spell damage, unless you like some good old challenge. I'm not saying that, but it's kind of mixed bag in my opinion. I don't personally like it too much because it decreases your spell damage so drastically. Maybe if they adjust the values here, it could be not as brutal in my opinion, but 30%, man, that's a lot. Even despite the fact you get more damage to your allies, especially in later rank, it's 25%. And if you got your friends in squad focusing on the same target, you can ultimately do more damage, but still it's a really drastic decrease. 30%, that's a lot. So I don't really know what to say. Maybe they should adjust the numbers a bit. That's my opinion on it, but we'll see what's gonna happen. And tracking, targets you hit are outlined for you and for your teammates for 2, 4, 6 seconds. So this is basically like in the Scholar build or the Scholar class, that you hit a target and you mark them. This is basically like a team version of it. So it's really another strong talent in my opinion that you can choose from the tree when you get those skill points. So tracking gives you the vision for your teammates. When you make those hits, you can mark them. It's really good. Yeah, and like it says here, the Scout is our first support class and we're eager for your feedback. Well, there you go, you just had some feedback from me. So That's a good addition overall. Kind of skeptical about this, the shot caller, but other than that, I think it's a excellent addition to the game, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, so then we got some class leaderboard things. The leaderboards now include a breakdown by class as well as overall wins by mode. Can you be the greatest toxicologist? Yeah, it's a little addition to the leaderboard, and it's actually pretty cool. I like this. They want to give some variety. I know leaderboard is very old school, but I think they're gonna change that eventually to competitive modes and stuff. But for now, I think this is a little nice variety. And they also added player exile count to the in-game HUD, so you can see on the bottom right now how many kills you gotten in that game. It's a little nice touch. I'm fine with that. Then we got full redesign of Deadmaw's region, including the Castle Bogmaw and Deadmaw's areas. Okay, I'm not really against this. Like I said in the last patch notes analysis, when I think they redesigned Dustpool Hold. I'm really happy that they're giving variety to the whole map. So I think it's called the Hollowlands or the Fracture, whatever. So the whole area. So yeah, I'm not against it, but I just gotten so used to how Bogmore used to look, like this specific castle design. I thought that specific castle design that was before was the Bogmore. So it's it's cool that they're giving variety to the map, but yeah, it's something that I have to get used to, because in my eyes Bogmore was something different from the past. But yeah, I think things will happen to the game, things will change, so I don't want to be too mad about it, but I'm gonna get used to it eventually. But yeah, definitely go check them out. It's they've got some new looks on the areas, and it's less of a copy paste again than before. So overall, a good change. And then some adjustments to the options menu. The one I want to talk about is this. Added support for several advanced mouse control options in the settings menu. Separated Y-axis sensitivity, mouse smoothing, and mouse FOV scaling. This is good that you get more variety for your audio settings, for your mouse settings especially, because aiming is what determines you whether you get those spells done or not. So that's a good thing. But there is a bug in this thing, at least for me. Whenever I boot the game, the values reset. The Y-axis, the X-axis, whatever, they reset every time I boot to the game. So you gotta remember the sense that you used to play with. And I know it's a bug, but I just want to say it out loud. It's very annoying, so hopefully they fix that soon. But other than that, these when you get more variety for your customization in terms of audio and mouse and everything, that's just plus in my book. So that's great. Then we get the balance changes. We got only for the gauntlets, we got stone, which is rather, I think, more of a bug fix things, and instead of like proper nerf, although in the values say it's a nerf. So Shockwave's hitbox has its height and width reduced to better match its visuals, and Shockwave's base velocity has been reduced from 65 meters seconds to 50 meters seconds. And why they're doing this is the size of the old hitbox often resulted in player being hit when visually it looked like they shouldn't have been, and this change had two intended effects. The old speed mode had Shockwave too easy, and again coupled with the old hitbox, it moved fast enough that client-server communication would result in other clients thinking they dodged the hit but still damaged. I can relate to this whole thing because I've been using stone in some games, and I feel like I'm making the hit, but it doesn't register for some reason. So adjusting these values, as they're explaining here, they want to make it more fluent, meaning that it just works as intended. Not that, oh, you made a hit, but it doesn't register the damage. So even though this is nerf, that it goes slower from 65 meters to 50, it's, as long as it's more stabilized, I'm not really against it. I'm fine with this, so. There we go, runes. Only Chronomaster buff. Chronomaster, the rewinding lock has been removed. Players now are free to cast spells and other actions while their vitals are being restored. This is a bug and should make Chrono feel much more viable. Note, vitals are still restored over time and can be interrupted by taking damage. So I gotta admit, Chronomaster was kind of weird to use, especially if you're coming from Overwatch and you played as Tracer, you recalled it was very simple to use. You just go back in time and you restore health and whatever, yada yada yada. But with Chronomaster, it had some bugs and inconsistencies, and it just felt weird overall. So I'm happy they're taking actions to that, and it should feel more viable now. Especially these players are now free to cast spells and other actions while their vitals are being restored. This is important, so great buff. We're probably gonna see more Chronomaster in the future, so that's good. Item changes, so we got some upgrade things. Dexterous Amulet upgraded from rare to epic, as well as Reinforced Belt upgrade from uncommon to rare. As with the Dexterous Amulet, I agree. The spellcast speed is really strong. It's like really, especially like with Toxic, you can just spam that good old Toxic and kill those targets very fast. So yeah, I agree, it should be an epic state, so that's a good thing. Not sure about the Reinforced Belt. I'm not saying it's a bad belt, but there's another belt that needs this more than this. And it's the Armored Belt, in my opinion. It still gives you the 100 armor, and it's only green, uncommon. What? I don't get it. It should be rare, at least. And why I'm saying this? We're getting into that in a second, because we got Behemoth nerfs. Behemoth Amulet. Mana cost reduction has been lowered from 20 to 15, and cast speed increase has been lowered from 25 to 20. And I gotta be honest, I think Behemoth Amulet was the best amulet to pick up, because of the cast speed increase is strong. Like I said in the Dexterous Amulet, it's really good. And the mana reduction has been lowered as well. So yeah, like they say here, it was a bit too dominant. And every time I saw a Behemoth Amulet, I knew it's gonna be the best belt, as well as the Behemoth Belt was the best belt to have, and Behemoth Amulet was the best amulet to have. So they want to tone down the numbers a bit, so it won't be that this is the best thing to have all every single game. I can get it, I'm not too mad about this. But then we got the Behemoth Belt nerf. Reduced max armor increase from 100 to 50. This on the other hand was much too powerful, especially when combined with its other effects and armor gain abilities. So yeah, I understand Behemoth Belt was really strong, so they dropped the armor to half from 100 to 50. I gotta say, this is understandable nerf. I'm a big fan of Behemoth Belt, but it gave you a bit too much of a dominance, especially if you went those tanky builds. On top of that, you could be nearly unbeatable if you did your stuff right. So it makes sense that they toned down some of the value, like this armor nerf. So yeah, it makes sense. But getting back to the armored belt now that this got toned down to 50, I think the armored belt should definitely be rare. Now that it's the best belt to have the biggest amount of armor. I mean, it's not the best belt, but it gives you the most amount of armor now. So very important. I think it should be rare. Or they should tone the value that it gives you like 50 extra armor and just keep it on uncommon. I don't know. Moving on to classes, we got Scavenger, one of the most popular classes in both flexibility and power, like they say here. So yeah, it was very easy to pick up and just take those abusive stats, especially Finest Wares. Lowered cast speed and damage reduction from 10, 15, 20 to 5, 10 and 15%. They're toning down the numbers because they were too powerful. You're getting too many stats out of one talent. Like lowered cast speed and damage reduction. Like big numbers. Especially that 20 is huge, so they tone it down by 5% per rank. It's understandable. I'm fine with this. Although I really like Scavenger, but still. And then this is other interesting thing. No longer ensures the item is rare or better. Now it's just an extra item. So you won't get an extra rare or better item. You just get an extra item. It's not a huge nerf, but it's a nerf for sure. Like, you were able to get tons of good items right off the bat with the old rare or better thing. So it kind of nerfs the early game at least. So, but yeah, it's kind of understandable why they're doing this. At least in my book, although I really like Scavenger, it's just that it was kind of dominant. But again, like I said in the last video, I just hope this game doesn't go into a direction, because I'm not seeing any buffs here. I just hope the game doesn't go into a direction where everything is nerfed and everything feels weak. So I just hope this is just toning down the numbers to make things as balanced as possible. Not nerf everything to the ground, that everything feels just crap and weak. But I understand why they're toning down the numbers, so not particularly mad about those. Then we got Tempest, Slipstream. The buff wears off after 3 seconds now instead of 10. And I think this is rather a bug fix, as they're explaining. After the change of the mana region accounting for max mana, Slipstream could easily result players having nearly unlimited mana. It was like a trick you could do, where like a jump and come back and then you can just spam without reloading. It was a bug fix basically, so good they fixed that. Okay, so then we got visual changes. Chests have a new look. Yeah, they definitely do have a new look. Now that I finally got used to the old boxes, now they changed those as well. And yeah, they kind of looked odd at the start, like I was saying about the UI, but you get used to them eventually. Like, I got used to the new chests as well. Like, they look really nice. They're more distinguishable. They have those different shapes and forms. You can really tell, oh, this is a gauntlet chest, or oh, this is a rune chest. So yeah, it's a good change. And some other polishing things, but the most important thing was the chest looks, in my opinion. And I think this is really nice as well. They polished VFX for Shadow Step, Wolf's Blood, and Featherfall. Especially Shadow Step and Wolf's Blood. Man, I got scared the first time I clicked the Wolf's Blood. I activated. It gives you this red, really cool VFX, and Shadow Step got its things upgraded as well. Like, they look really amazing. Like, I really enjoy the new improved VFX on those. So nice job on that. We got some map changes as well. Some things, nothing too, I think, major here, so not gonna really go through. Some polishing here, fixing a physics bug, yada yada. So yeah, I want to go through the most major things, so this won't turn out to a super long video. It's already almost 20 minutes, so yeah, just move on. Then we got performance issues fixed, so improved for load times, especially on machines with slower hard drives, various performance and memory usage improvements. It's good that they're trying to tweak the game for lower end PCs to come. Like, I even have the GTX 980, I'm struggling with the frames. I'm not even getting proper 144 frames. So it's good that they're improving. Slow but steady. And then we have some bug fixes as well. I think I wasn't able to find anything too dramatic from here, but it's a little knickknacks from here and there that they're gonna get fixed on. They just want to make the game more optimized, and how their vision has been for the game, that it works smoothly. Like, for example, fixed an unintended exploit with Cold Snap plus Chronomaster rune. These little small knickknacks, like, they just want to make the game run as intended. So it's a really good, they're addressing everything here, so people can read and see, oh, this got changes now, or this got fixed. So, but I don't think there was anything too major to talk about. And then again, there's the known issues here that shows what they're aware of, but they haven't fixed yet. So this is good, they're addressing these, but I'm not gonna go through this because it's gonna turn into a long video. I rather address them in the following videos when they're actually fixed and placed on above here. But yeah, there are a lot of known issues here, and they're aware of them, they're gonna fix them. So that covers up the patch notes, but one last thing before I conclude this video. There were a couple of things in the comment section that caught my attention. So let's scroll down a bit. The first comment here from T. Nielsen LHS. Jump bug after being revived still not fixed or even addressed. This is very important. So if you're in duo or squad, you get killed and someone revives you, you get the jump bug. So the jump kind of clips into air. So it's not smooth at all. It's like crazy stupid. Unless you get Boots of Leaping, that kind of fixes the bug. For some reason, I don't know why, but it's only way to fix the bug. If you're dead, you can get back to life. Someone gives you Boots of Leaping. But yeah, it's stupid. And actually the CEO, Seth, is answering this from Proletariat. You're right, this should be listed as known issues and something we're working on to fix. So yeah. It's good that they're aware of this because it's an annoying bug. It's really annoying bug. So it's good that this comment came out. I'm really happy because I want to get this fixed. And the other thing I noticed is that people are talking about the armored belt thing. So I wasn't the only one thinking why it's uncommon only. Hopefully we're gonna get some changes to armored belt. They're gonna rather I think they got two options for that. The first option is to nerf the armor belt to like it gives you only 50 and keep it as uncommon, or they could keep that 100 and buff it up to the rare rank. So those are my opinions how it should be executed. Minor things, but there are a lot of minor things and issues and changes and bug fixes and things that they have addressed here and they're trying to fix as they go. And honestly, I didn't realize that this patch would come so soon, so that was one of the reasons I got to this so late, so my apologies on that. But yeah, they really want to keep this game active and buff the game with the new fixes and make it run more smooth, so that's really nice. Overall, I think this was a good patch. Couple nerfs were a bit drastic, but people gonna get used to them eventually, and if people think they're too nerfed, I think they're gonna address it again to the developers, so we'll see what the future holds. But overall, nice patch, so I'm really keen to play on this and see more and how these changes adapt to the game, for sure. So good patch overall, and I'm really happy about it, that they're fixing the game, like I said already a couple times. And yeah, it's gonna conclude this video for Spellbreak analysis. If you got any questions or regarding the patch or the notes or whatever, let me know that in the comments and I'll give my insight and opinion about it. But I just wanted to go through the major things because it's already getting over 20 minutes, this video. Again, I wanted to make this short, but it's tough, especially without script. I'm just talking up on top of my head to say out things loud and how I think about those. So anyways, thanks for watching. My name is Hepodix and have a nice day.